Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today we'll be talking about the upcoming new moon coming up on October 14th. At the same day, there will be a solar eclipse. And what is solar eclipse? Solar eclipse happens when the moon passes between the sun and Earth, casting a shadow on Earth that either fully or partially blocks the sun's light in some areas. This only happens occasionally because the moon doesn't orbit in the exact same plane as the sun and the Earth do. The time when they are aligned is known as eclipse season, which happens twice a year. So this is quite a unique event, and the interesting fact about this one is that the sun and the moon are both in the zodiac sign of Libra. And when we're talking about the sign of Libra, it reminds us of the fourth and the fifth Hermetic principles. The fourth one is the principle of polarity, and the fifth one is the principle of rhythm. And of course Libra represents Libra, which is a great sign of balance. More importantly, it represents the fundamental core, which is the pillar in which or from which we're building a certain sense of a balance within our life. So Libra is often associated with righteousness, with balance, with truth, and with finding different opinions, so we can easily kind of filter out unnecessary information to get deeper into the truth. That's what Libra does, and that's how we may feel right now. We may be filtering our lives at this point, and we may feel deeply inspired to kind of look into the aspects of ourselves or of our lives that are not sparking this sense of enthusiasm, the sense of growth, or at least the sense of connection with us anymore. Because this is the sign that we have to overgrow it, that we have to bring it on to the new level. Like, for example, when we notice that in a certain relationship we're not growing anymore because one or another person decided not to grow, not to evolve, not to expand. And it's always a sign where we have to decide, okay, will we help each other to lift ourselves up, or will we decide to separate and go our own way? It's same in all different directions. Like at our jobs, we may find ourselves we're not growing there anymore. So it kind of put us too much out of this sense of being present, being not just in balance, but being okay with it, right? If you're not okay with it, it's important to change something. Because it's hard for you to be imbalanced. It's hard for you to be really centered if you're living the life that is not okay for you. Like if you would constantly be eating something that you know that is not okay for you, that is not healthy for you, you will not feeling well. And when there are certain things and areas in our lives that are not okay for us anymore, it's time to change something. And Libra then is reminding you to center yourself so you can notice what is not aligned with you anymore, what is not resonating and vibing with you anymore, so you can level up your life. And important reminder when it comes to the law of rhythm, a great example of it is pendulum. Pendulum swings and it never stops swinging. It never stops. But it reminds us that more we are at peace with ourselves, more that we are centered within ourselves, less strong will be this swinging of the pendulum, which means there will be less mood shifts, less energy shifts, less falling outs, and we will be more present. and therefore we'll be more conscious, and therefore we'll be more creative, and therefore it will be much easier to solve problems, and therefore it will be much easier to grow, and therefore we'll feel more enthusiasm and motivation, and therefore we'll create more results, and therefore we'll feel more passionate about everything, because we'll see that we're constantly flowing into a direction of our dreams. So this is how important it is to be aware of the principle of rhythm. Everything moves, everything flows. But the question is, are we flowing with the stream or against it? Are we really centered enough within our bodies that we're able to recognize when we're going against the stream, when we're doing things that are against ourselves? Sometimes for someone else, like you want to do something and someone invites you to a party and you don't want to go, but you say yes to please that person, and things like that. And we notice, okay, those are the things I want to stop doing so I can focus on my journey, so I can focus on my projects, whatever. This is the principle of freedom that is reminding us, okay, more you're centered, less you will experience the swings and shifts, and going from being really positive to being really negative. When you're centered, you become a better observer, you become more present. And one great example of being centered is that, for example, when you wake up in the morning, you rise up from the bed and maybe you sit down and you close your eyes and you pay attention to your body. You become aware of different areas of your body, like certain muscles and bones and skin, and you go and travel with your mind to different areas of your body, your organs, your lungs, for example. You maybe awaken your energy centers, energy wheels, chakras, and you activate your energy and you become really, really aware of your body, of your energy field, and that makes you really centered, because in your dream time, your mind was wandering. So when you wake up, if you don't center your mind will still be wandering. So you'll be in between being present and wandering. And that is a place where it's sometimes hard for us to focus on something that is important to us, because a part of us is still wandering, right? Especially for those of you that have been exposed to certain traumas at a really young age, because you had no other way to escape that situation, so you've escaped from it with your mind. You've started wandering to other places. And because nobody taught you what happened there, you conditioned yourself to be most of the time somewhere out there, right, with your mind. So it's hard for you to focus, it's hard for you to be present, it's hard for you to think clearly. So we kind of have to learn to integrate in our mind so we can learn the beauty of wandering, but only when we do it controllably, or under our own control, intentionally. Like when you want to experience some insights, or you want to download some information, you go and wander, or you calm down your body and you explore a little bit your imagination. If you do it intentionally, you can become really good at it, and you start training your other senses, your other sensory perception, and therefore you can become really good at reading energies and noticing what your intuition is telling to you. But it all can happen if you learn to center yourself, so you can learn to navigate your own energy, your own mind, and your own emotions. So you stop swinging based by what's happening to you, but you rather start swinging in your own rhythm, in your own pace, with your own intentions. You can imagine a boat on the water, on an ocean or a river. And on that boat now, imagine a pendulum. And now think about if any chaotic thing will shake this pendulum and it will start swinging, what will happen to a boat? It will start, moving uncontrollably until maybe it will turn upside down. Sometimes it may happen. But now think about the same scenario, just that you are so centered that nothing moves the pendulum but your own mind, your own willpower, your own intentions, your own actions. Pendulum always moves, but everything depends of what moves it. Is it you or something outside of you? It always moves, nothing rests, nothing in this universe rests, so it always moves. And this is the reminder of Libra. That's what we may really be aware of right now, how well we can center ourselves. Because the world is going through a chaotic phase. We can't escape that. We're going through a huge transition. A huge transition. The last time this kind of transition happened was 2160 years ago, when there was a shift from the old zodiac age into a new one. And right now we are moving through another shift from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. So we're in this shift, and therefore so much of changes and transformations are happening on this planet. That's why this event of new moon of Libra and solar eclipse, again sun in Libra, is so important, because it is teaching us to be in balance. And then we come to the fourth Hermetic principle that is reminding us of the principle of polarity. When we're thinking about polarity, we see, a coin. It has one side and another. And one side is not separated from another. And we could say one side is bad and the other side is good, but they are both part of one coin. That's what polarity is teaching us. We only see two polar opposites, so one can learn from another, so one can reflect itself in another. And usually what happens, one reflects its shadow aspects in another part of it. For example, if I would project to you some of my limiting beliefs, and you would start criticizing me for that, if I become aware of the law of polarity, I will look at those critics as something to learn from. So I would read those critics and I would question them. And I would ask myself, what is the truth in those words? And by questioning it through my own heart, I could notice, okay, this is the truth, and this is maybe overreacting. And therefore, because of the law of polarity, we can learn from everything. And if I'm really able to perceive everything like that, I will evolve. So polarity is really important for our personal evolution. And again, this is a reminder of Libra, that everything is your teacher. Everything is teaching you. When someone triggers you, maybe your family member, maybe a friend of yours, maybe someone on the internet, what's happening right now, everyone is reacting to everything because there's so much of new information out there. So people are constantly reacting, writing reactive comments, instead of learning from it and asking ourselves, okay, what it is teaching me to become better, to become more righteous, right? Because we're all striving, consciously or unconsciously. It is a soul evolution. A mission of a soul evolution is to evolve into a deeper truth and righteousness. So when all those chaotic things are happening, rather than reacting to it, we should ask ourselves what it is teaching me. What this chaotic relationship is teaching me about myself, about my own traumas, about my own shadow side. What am I repeating? Why I'm still pleasing those people? Why I feel like I can't be really honest? And sure, you may feel like it doesn't help me because I don't sense no answers. But life doesn't work like that. You may not receive answers immediately, but in few days, you may come across a book of psychology or psychiatry or something that can help you to understand your emotional patterns much better. And you read it and you find answers there. That's how it works. Everything is interconnected, right? That's why for this new moon, many people may remind you about relationships to really look deeply or deeper into your relationships. How many of them are aligned with you? How many of them you've overgrown and you're still attached to them because you think you can't leave them behind, or you think they're not growing with you, or you think that you just need to stay there. You have to know that you become the product of people you surround yourself with. So if people around you are not radiating enthusiasm and passion and inspiration and love and care and kindness, most probably those are not people who will take you to the next level, but still they will teach you to be a better person. If you're able to see through your reactions and rather perceive what can you learn from them. And this is a hard thing to do, because if we are constantly emotionally reacting, we automatically get into a state of survival, a state of reaction, where brain closes down the creative capacities so it can prepare for survival. It doesn't know that you're just dealing with a short-term stress, because you're not perceiving it like that. You're perceiving it like a lifetime threat. That's why you have to become more mindful and more present and stop reacting so much in your relationships and become aware what each person in your life is teaching you. And for that, of course, you have to separate yourself here and there so you can reflect on that. Because if you're constantly surrounded with those people, you will not have even time to reflect on that, because you will constantly only see what they're doing wrong. But when you separate yourself, like, for example, going to travel to new places, so you distance yourself for a little bit. You don't need to do that. Sometimes you just go to a new place, or you go somewhere else, outside into the forest, for example, and you reflect a little bit, you know. But sometimes we just need time, right? We need a lot of time sometimes to figure something out. So make sure that you give yourself time, because nobody is rushing you through the process of growth, but you have to give yourself a permission to do it, to see a deeper, to find a deeper understanding of your present situation. And maybe right now you may feel really inspired by that because of these cosmic events. And it's interesting when we really connect to how we sense right now, and we look at how our life is going at this moment. We may notice that maybe everything truly is connected. And this time of my life is only teaching me to level up. And to level up, I can't walk same way as before. I can't feel same way as before. I can't think same way as before. I have to break certain cycles. Because if you look at your family tree, you may notice that most people are just repeating same cycles. And maybe you are the only one that have decided to break certain cycles, maybe cycles of poverty, cycles of being unhealthy, cycles of unhealthy expression, cycles of emotional reaction, cycles of toxic living, or whatever. And you may be noticing, okay, yeah, I'm breaking it, but it's hard. And it is hard because it's something new for you. And every time you do something new, you know it's unfamiliar, you know it's hard, you know it's uncomfortable, and you're failing at it. But it just means that you are starting something new. So you're bringing some freshman to your family tree, and therefore it means you're healing it. And all healing needs to start in the roots of anything. If you want to heal any disease, you have to find the root cause of it, right? And as you're breaking the cycles, you have to find the root cause of the of these cycles. What is causing the cycles so they are staying the same? Because life is moving in cycles, but it's up on us if we will break them, change them, and move above them. Because there are cycles of poverty, of sadness, of depression, of constant betrayal. And there are cycles of joy, of passion, of prosperity, of abundance, of health, of enthusiasm. And we are here on AttractPassion, right? So I'm teaching you to attract yourself to higher degrees of joy, of passion, of inspiration, to plug yourself to higher levels, to think more pure thoughts so you can experience a life of greater purity. We're all purifying ourselves because, again, the principle of polarity is teaching us that there are only two different states we can be in. One is the state of goodness and the other one is the state of impurity. It comes from ancient teachings of alchemy. Many great ancient teachers understood that in order to purify ourselves, we have to look towards goodness. What can make us a better person, a more righteous person, more creative person, and how to create something that comes from purity. Because we can create something destructive or we can create something that can help others to grow. So we have to create from purity, and if you want to create something from pure state of being, we have to create from the heart, right? We have to think in love. We have to love things into creation, and love is what creates life, right? You only exist because your parents made love, right? That's why you're here. Creation happens through love, and most of the time. And once we become aware of it, we start asking ourselves, how can I do more of the things I love to do? That's how you balance yourself. That's how you strengthen this fundamental pillar of Libra. So your life becomes more balanced and therefore more harmonious. How can I do more of what I love? And how can I love more of what I'm doing? Again, this is balance. How can I do more of what I love? And how can I love more what I'm doing? And these are two different aspects, so ask yourself that and really work on that, because nothing happens until you make it happen, right? So my friends, I hope this unique time and this cosmic event may inspire you to level up, to become more pure, and to remind yourself that you are the cause of the effects. You are the cause of the effects in your life. And it all comes to the way how well can you center yourself. So you're not so much out there, but actually in there, and you integrate what inspiring comes from out there into you, and then embody it and create something wonderful out of it in your own unique way, because you're capable of that. You're capable of creating a magnificent life, because you are a magnificent soul. So my friends, if this resonates with you, hit the like button, because it helps to bring this message to anyone who needs to hear it. And leave a comment down below of gratitude, of anything that inspired you. Thank you so much. And to anyone who would love to support my artwork, I hope you've enjoyed in today's one. If you would love to support my artwork, you can find the link in the description of this video to my art shop, Etsy shop, I Draw My Passion. Go there, check it out. If you will feel attracted to any painting, it means that it's for you. So go there, check it out. Thank you so much. And my friends, stay beautiful, stay creative, stay inspired. Until next time, one love.